Welcome to the
Automation Nation, Automation Nation, Automation Nation, around the nation. Automation Nation, Automation Nation, Automation Nation, around the nation, around the nation, around the nation.
Welcome to the Automation Nation podcast, the show for business leaders, tech aficionados, and those who are just simply curious about where technology and business are going. Automation Nation is your gateway to understanding automation, AI, and the future of business. Don't get left behind. Tune in now and subscribe for more. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Automation Nation conversation. We have a good situation for you today. Damon, welcome, man. I'm so happy to have you. I'm looking forward to this dialogue.
Oh, thanks for having me here today, Rob. And I had to ask, so I know you've got a lot of musical talents. Did you make the intro song for the show?
I did make that intro song, man.
Yes, I thought I recognized your voice. Good. Awesome,
Thanks, man. You know, I figured since I can't make albums anymore, I might as well make promos and intros to podcasts.
There you go.
That's good, man.
It's awesome. Thank you.
We are here again, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching this YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, or if you're listening to this on one of those podcast platforms, I have Damon Pasolka in the house, and he's going to actually share some insight with you about not just how to exit, but how to look at what you're doing strategically so you can scale the right way, so you can prepare to grow and exit if that's what you're looking to do. Because you don't want to exit the wrong way. You want to exit the right way. So I'm going to read a little bit of this bio here. I put this together, Damon. Tell me what you think about it. Meet Damon, co-founder of Exit Your Way and a business growth expert with over 30 years experience. How many years exactly, Damon?
I don't know. It's close to 30.
Okay. So. Some people got
I don't count.
27, 26, and 14 in 4 months.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
So Damon helps leaders break free from stagnation, drive profitability, and prepare their companies for successful exits, as we said. With a no nonsense approach to and deep industry insights, he's here to share how automation and AI and smart strategies can take your business to the next level. Damon, welcome to the Automation Nation podcast.
Thanks for having me, Rob. I'm excited to be here today and excited to talk about, because there are so many opportunities now in business. I think and it's moving even faster for us to really harness the power of automation, the power of AI. And I don't mean AI doing everything. I mean AI as a tool. And then it is so exciting to see what AI is doing in terms of allowing developers to make better applications that we're using in business. I mean, I think that these things, the combination of these things are really giving us some opportunities that we can harness right now to do a lot in business and to help scale.
I like that. That's definitely a conversation I want to have, and people need to tune into. I'm sure there's going to be some value and fruit, some good sweet fruit to eat. Okay, before we kick this off, Damon, we ask all our guests this first question because we're powered by Simply Automate. If you could simply automate one thing in your personal life, what would that be?
Automating my personal life. You know what? If I did not have to worry about paying a single bill and it just got paid, I would love that. All of them, every single one of them. Just don't even have to think about it. Bing, 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 bing. It's like, okay, here you go.
I like that one.
You think about it, it's probably available already, and I just haven't taken the time to do it. But that would really simplify your life a lot.
Oh my goodness, man! That's actually the first
in
time.
One place, not in 100 different places. In one place, you just had them all set up, and it all knocked it down for you. and when you want it and all that. That would be a pretty slick thing.
That's
And
pretty
I'm,
nice.
like I
That's
said, it's probably there. I probably just haven't taken time to find it, but
Well,
that
interesting
would help.
enough, that one hasn't been shared yet. So that's the first time that actually has been shared. But we know it's out there somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. It typically is, but that would really be helpful because, really in life, it's about with personal and business, decision fatigue is something that gets us. And just getting these things out of your daily decisions makes a difference. I'll go back to many years ago when this guy I worked with early on. He was an executive, owned one of the businesses I was working in. He wore the same color socks every day, and they were white socks, so it didn't look good with what he wore. And I asked him, I said, "Well, Steve, why do you always wear white socks?" He says, "I wear white socks every day because I never have to worry about what color socks I'm wearing. I buy the same socks, I wear the same socks, and it's just one less thing for you." And it
One less
really
thing.
got me thinking about
Yeah.
decision fatigue. You know, it's nice to have a big wardrobe of clothes, but when you have that, you have to make the decision what I'm wearing tomorrow. And in our life and in our business, we often get just paralyzed by so many different decisions.
Mm.
Yeah.
Decision fatigue, that's a big one because our brain, we it uses 25% of the body's energy. We know that. And so if you're using that energy up and using it up, it's going to be gone soon. So yeah, let's save some energy by wearing the same socks or wearing the same shirt like it's like Steve Jobs used to do.
Yeah.
Or I
Yeah.
think I think even Barack Obama has like the same suits or something as well. It's like this common thing where high priority and high velocity people, what we call them game changers. They do.
Yeah.
Speaking of game changers, man, you help businesses prepare.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, first of all, why did you start doing this? Like, and what need did you see that had to be fulfilled, and what got you into this, man?
Yeah. Well, I used to do the same type of thing for investor owned businesses. And in doing that, I saw the need because investor owned businesses, it's very common. They're going to have an operator that comes in, that's going to run the business for them to help grow their investment and really get the value and get the business to the next level. And when I finished doing that, um, I had thought about this actually after the first business many years ago that we had ran, grown, sold. And I was like, wow, this is cool. This process is cool. Building the team, building the business, making it an industry known in the industry, getting really some great accolades, and then selling the business at a premium to some good industry competitors was really fun because the just the excitement of it and the putting that team together I could do it really got me going. And I said, well, I want to do this, but I want to do it for founders,
Mm.
not necessarily for investors, because I love that work. The only thing I didn't like about it is I didn't know who I was helping. I'm helping investors. Well, who's investors? When you're doing it for an investment company that has 100 investors that I will never see them, I will never know anything about them. I'm not really impacting them because they have, an investment fund or, tens of millions of dollars they're investing across a bunch of other stuff. I wanted to help people that I could shake hands with, break bread with, have a beer with, whatever, and really help them impact their lives doing the same kind of thing. And I was fortunate enough with these investor owned companies, though, they invested a lot of money in me to really teach me how to grow businesses well, the structure that was needed, the processes that were needed, and the things that you needed to do, and the universal kind of things, which really has benefited me as we launched Exit Your Way. Now I can't believe it, 8 years ago, and really started applying those same things in our client businesses. And the block and tackle kind of things, you get the right people in the right places, you get the right systems and in place, your sales and marketing has to be on point, and you're making sure you're doing it profitably.
Mm.
And that's what we really help people do now. And it's a lot of fun because I get to help, someone, that's down the street build a great business that helps them build maybe even sometimes generational wealth for their
Mhm.
family. and helps the community because it provides good jobs in the community.
Right.
And that money doesn't just go someplace outside of the community like it used to when I was doing it with investors.
Yeah, that's good. The company grows, people inside the company grows, the community grows around it. Like you said, the generational wealth that's possibly created from that. That's
Yeah.
phenomenal. The way to sustain that, obviously, today we know in order to sustain all this, we got to have some kind of automation AI. We have to. Let's talk about how this has been effective and how it's been helping businesses of all types.
How has automation and AI created new growth opportunities for business of all sizes? This is where I think we started. I am so excited about this because automation, first of all, when we look back a decade, even 5 years ago, we didn't have nearly the automation options that we do now. And if they were available, they were only available to big companies because the applications took a lot of extensive programming. Well, now the development of these products has gotten so advanced and AI has helped that. So companies like Simply Automate, they have a lot better tools to help smaller companies be a lot more nimble in their automation that can really help. When I'm sitting there today and I'm it could be a law firm, it could be a manufacturing company, and I'm doing repetitive stuff like could be invoice transactions or an e-commerce company shipping product, but doing the same kind of transactions all day long. Those are easy for you guys to automate now, which it wasn't, 5 or 10 years ago, not nearly as easy. And I think those are some of the efficiencies that we really are able to capture now. And what that does is that helps us with employees that are not happy because they have to do that kind of stuff all day long. If I'm spending 3 hours of my day doing that and I don't really want to be doing that, I can take that 3 hours, automate it, and then they can do something that's more productive for the company, that's more value add to the company for those 3 hours. And what if you did that with 4 or 5 staff members? It's huge.
Yeah, it's funny. That's one of the other questions. How can you use automation to streamline your business? Will drive revenue and streamline operations. I think you're driving revenue by streamlining operations, and you're cutting the stress out of the people, and they're performing better. So now you're driving more revenue. It's a lot of pros, isn't there?
Yes, there are. And, that specific instance I was talking about is more on the efficiency side. And that really allows you to drive more profits to the bottom line and people are doing better things. And yes, it does allow like a customer service person to do a better job, because if they have better information or automation takes away part of that redundant work or repetitive work, they have more time to spend with customers. On the revenue generation side, though, there are an incredible amount of opportunities. I mean, you look at some of just the basic functions that we have available to us in the CRMs and the other kind of customer management systems on the front end, even Shopify or these other ones. It helps us do a much better job of keeping the customer informed. When we go back to Amazon and they're a behemoth and they can do a lot of all this stuff, but what they've really done is driven customer expectation. Customers don't want to, even B2B, customers don't want to order something and not get a confirmation instantaneously. They don't want to have something shipped and not know it was shipped and not have the tracking number so they can look it up and go, oh, it's going to be here on Tuesday. Those are the kind of things that the automation on the front end and the order processing can do a great job. The other thing that really is neglected by a lot of small businesses that automation has made it much, much easier is after the sale follow-up. Actually just letting a customer know, email, text, or even just reminding your customer service person to call, how did the product work out for you? Is there anything we can do? Do you have any feedback on the product? And get that communication with them, and then follow up a while later, and especially if your product is the kind of product where there could be consumables that are related to it, or there's other ancillary things that they may want now that they've got experience with your product. These automations we think about these in whole processes and lifetime of customer now, which before they were more like, okay, we have to make sure to do this at this point and do this at this point. Now, the automation and the way that we can look at the entire customer journey allows us to do so much better and make the customer so much happier and informed all the way through the life of them dealing with us.
Which is major. It's major. They're more informed. They're more comfortable.
Yes.
You know, there's a level of comfortability that comes from informant. It's like understanding is raised, which is big. And I like what you said about the follow up. That power is in the follow up. We know that, you know, the range is between 7 to 12 times it takes to talk to someone before or communicate with them before they purchase anything. 7 to 12. You know, and I know this thing is fluctuating as the years go on, but we know it's not 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5.
Yeah.
So if you can automate that, as you were saying, if you can make sure you automate that part of the process, that's going to definitely heighten your potentiality.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes. Even some simple things now they're fairly common in the current CRM infrastructure, right? So if someone calls your place of business, now it's real easy to have your CRM follow up if they missed the call. Right. If the call was missed, it's like text them back and go, hey, Stan, you called. Yep. Hopefully we can help you. Just text us back and we'll get you whatever, you know, to really, the whole customer experience can be so much different.
Love it.
It's just, and you know, these automations that are simple to do, but so effective is so exciting to me, because as we're talking about growth and, you know, building a business that's profitable and really one that you can exit, these kind of systems help you stay ahead and keep growing. Because as we mature in our businesses, our personal life changes. If our business is successful enough that we're making money, and, you know, our kids, if we have them, are through college now, and, you know, our home could be paid for and other things as a business owner, we don't necessarily have that same desire to keep that business, you know, growing and our income moving and those kind of things. But as you mature in that business and your vision starts to look out to life after the business, or even, and that's whenever it can be. I mean, we have clients, our clients are typically in their 40s and 50s. We don't typically work with retiring clients. You really need to think about this, because the growth of your organization all the way through the time that you hand the keys to somebody else, no matter who that is critical. Because the next person that's going to get the keys wants to have a business that is thriving and growing. They don't want something that's stagnated and flat, because they have to go in and figure out. It could take them months, even years, to figure out how to get that thing on a growth path. So you, as the business owner, need to continue to be innovating and growing and doing the things to grow. You're the best position to do it. And I just think that the automation and the AI tools that we have to help us be smarter in our businesses are giving us so much to do that with.
You know, you're right, man. And there's fear. There's with that, you know, there's overwhelm that comes too. So we know that there's a big benefit, but then there's this, people are hesitant. They're reluctant. They're holding back because they're nervous, scared, unsure, unaware. How do you help, you know, crack the ice with that? You know, what are you doing? And I'd love to hear that.
You have to listen to your people, the things that you hear about the most, the annoying things, the things that cause the most time, and they're not the same, right? And this goes back again to, for decades now, and I hate to say that, but it's that long. In solving problems in business, you really need to understand what are the annoying problems that nobody wants to solve, and what are the problems that take us the most time to solve, because they don't necessarily have to be the same thing, but those give you the best opportunity to make change. Now, they might not be the easiest, and you might have to take the second or third option in either one of those, but by really focusing on the biggest problems, and then the ones that are the low-hanging fruit that you can make the difference to the fastest, working on those, you will get farther faster in your business. And that's what we concentrate on all the time. It's like, okay, if we are trying to generate more business, do we have the lead flow? Do we not have the lead flow? Okay, if we do, are we converting that lead flow? And, all the way through the process of the customer experience, and really understanding where we have opportunities to prove it. Because there are endless things, but in a business, you really have two things. And assuming your people are happy and that kind of stuff. Are we making enough money? Are we generating enough sales? And then on those sales, are we making enough money? Those are two things. That's all you really need to understand in business. And because if I've got enough revenue and each dollar of revenue I bring in is generating enough gross profit, we will cover our expenses and make some money. It's as simple as that. So the overwhelm really comes with all the options and where do we fix things first? But it comes back again to which of the two problems are we working on? We need to generate more money, or do we need to generate more profit per dollar coming in? And so it really helps you to focus on, are we looking at efficiency, or are we looking at growing customer base or sales per customer, those kind of things.
Right.
And that helps us. It's all about weeding this huge things that we can work on down into, okay, what is going to make the most difference for us?
Exactly.
And do that. Yeah.
That's it. Let's speaking about that's it. Let's talk about a particular use case, man, that a company you've worked with. You don't have to say the name if you don't want to, but maybe someone you work with, and talk about how they were and what you did to help get them to where they need to get to, and then the exit all the way out. Take us through that.
Yeah. Well, there's some that I'll do that are more recent, and the exit's not there yet. But one of the things that we've really been able to do in with a lot of clients is I'm a process guy, right? And so when you look at processes now, and we look at what has been happening umpteen years until now, a lot of companies are still doing the same thing that they were doing 5-10 years ago. So we've been able to take some simple tools and radically change the way administrative functions are in some healthcare examples, where you look about patient intake, you look at things like how the operational systems and the whole behemoth of charging for healthcare interacts with the financial systems. And this is highly manual in a lot of places. And if it is integrated, it's not fully integrated. So we've been able to really do some interesting things with off-the-shelf applications to reduce the administrative needs in companies by 50 or more percent. And not because we're eliminating staff, but because administrative staff most times have huge turnover, because we're trying to train with tribal knowledge. So if we can take what once was done in, say, Excel spreadsheets and manual documents here and there, and turn it into a process that has forms to fill out, it automatically is updating things with Zapier or whatever you're using, or you guys do it at a more advanced state. And you go, okay, now my people coming in have a process. It's not you do this or do this or do this or this in these 17 applications. You go here and you do this. This is what you're doing. You're working in here. You're doing this. These are the things you need to do. And you get these things into a process and get it into a format that someone that's in their 20s or 30s understands. They're used to digital. Get it digital and get it step by step. Now I have something that an administrative person, it's not like trial by fire, right? Where you just throw somebody out, or whatever these survival shows. It's not like a survival show where you put them in and see who makes it. You really can get a good process and do that. And like I said, it reduces admin significantly. And then on the other side of it, when you look at your financial stuff, the detail that you can get that you could never do before, like by importing summary numbers into a financial system rather than the individual charges. We're doing that now with a client, and it's going to save, that alone is going to save in the hundreds of hours a year by automating the process.
Hundreds of hours a year. This is good, man. I hope you guys are taking notes and listening, and hope if you never heard of anything like this, now you have your aha moment. But most importantly, I hope that you take some type of action. ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching or listening to this, it's all about taking some kind of action. That action could be one, reaching out to Damon, reaching out to myself, reaching out to the internet to getting more information.
Yep.
But don't get paralysis analysis, because information sometimes can be an information overload. You know, we're getting more information now in 1 year than we've gotten in like the last 100 years. And we get it in like 1 day. It's some weird stat. We get more information in 1 day than all the information we've gotten from like the dawn of man until 2003. It's incredible. So if you're not careful, you'll get wiped out. So you need guidance, and Damon's here to help. I'm here to help. Damon, as we're coming in for a landing, give us your best piece of business advice and your favorite quote.
Wow, I don't, favorite quote's easy. If you help enough people, you have everything you want. Ooh. And I know when we start out early, Zig Ziglar said it, many other people said it, but I know when you start out early in your career, you're worrying about, you, and you're worrying about your sales and those kind of things. And that's important. You got to make enough money and support yourself and stuff. But when you get to the point you really are concerned about making sure that you're helping the other people around you, everyone rises together. And that's huge for me. And in business, I really think that the best, and I don't know if this is, simple is better. That's what someone told me many, many years ago. It's just simple is better. It doesn't have to be a complex solution, because usually the simple solution, if it's effective, is the best.
Simple is better. And it's not just because we're Simply Automate, but we came up with that name because we were like, simple, that is the way, that's the route. Because the simpler it is, the easier it is to understand. The easier it is to understand, as you were saying, when you're bringing new employees on, the younger ones or whoever comes on, they can easily understand the old process. And guess what? Now they can do it efficiently. I like that, man. I like it. What's the best way for folks to get in contact with you? And then also share anything else you want people to know.
Well, you can find me on LinkedIn, Damon Pistolka. Find me online. There's only one of me in the world, the good, the bad, and the ugly. You're going to see it. And or go to our website, exityourway.com, and reach out wherever you need to do there, and we can talk. I just think, thank you for letting me be here today. Love talking about this stuff, Rob. I love helping business owners, man. This is, I was thinking about this yesterday. I was out walking my dog, and I said, I'm crazy, dude. Because I started doing this when I was in my 20s with my friends that had started businesses. We were talking about their stuff. I had no idea what the hell I was doing, but I still was into it. I was still into business and learning how they run and learning how to make them better. And I love getting up and doing this every day.
Man, it shows too, man. It shows. And we also got to say what's up to our guy, Kurt Anderson, man. We didn't talk about the podcast you guys do, man.
Oh, yeah. We got manufacturing e-commerce success. We've got a heck of a guest tomorrow. We've got someone from High Level, which is going to be with us, the director of product. So it's going to be really fun. We're going to be talking about automating some marketing things and just other things in High Level. It's a tremendous package if you don't know about it. I'm just blessed to be able to do that with Kurt. We have so much fun. We talk to so many cool people and learn so much and doing that. And then Kurt and I have recently released our live streaming course and our live streaming community. We're building the Stop Being the Best Kept Secret Strategy Lab.
Where is that? How do you get to that?
They can just reach out to me, or they can go to my profile. Actually, you'll see one of my posts. I put a link in there just about every day for it, so people can join. Thursdays at 1:30 Eastern. We have an hour-long thing, but we've also got a live streaming course. We've got a live streaming some other stuff, resources. We'll show you how to do it in there, and a lot of fun.
Man, that's awesome, brother. Thank you for being here. And make sure you guys click those links, get the information you need, and take some kind of action. You don't know what you don't know, so get around someone who knows more than you know, and you just might know, but you need to know. Until next time.
Automation nation, automation.
Okay, we're still here. Yeah, still here. Okay.
Automation nation, around the nation.